Newly hired coaches have made it through their first early signing period with only a few weeks to gather themselves and figure out a recruiting direction. Some had more success than others, and a few are still trying to figure out how to fill the remainder of their classes. They'll all have another month to finish out the recruiting cycle, but here's how each new coach fared after the signing period. Arizona State Sun Devils new coach, Herm Edwards big win, landing running backs A.J. Carter and Brock Sturgis cause for pause. Edwards and Arizona State only have 12 commitments in the class and have now lost both of the original coordinators from the staff. There is a lot of work to do at Arizona State. Where they're at, Edwards and his staff signed 11 of the 12 commitments on Wednesday and were able to add a few pieces, especially at running back. There are still so many questions, though, about Edwards, the staff and how this is all going to work. They need to put it in overdrive in January to secure some confidence that they can recruit and they can land their targets. Edwards has been out of coaching for so long and had only a few weeks to prepare for this early signing period, but they need to start making an impression now. Arkansas Razorbacks new coach, Chad Morris big win, wide receiver Michael Woods cause for pause. As it stands, Morris and his staff have just 10 commitments in this class, 3 of whom have not signed. There is also only one commitment ranked as a 4-star, so January is going to be important. Where they're at, Morris and his staff have been on the job for just a few weeks, so it's hard to judge. He was smart about his recruiting efforts while at SMU and did a great job with marketing and bringing attention to the program. He will need to continue to find creative ways to get Arkansas to the forefront and get recruits excited about what's happening in the program. Florida Gators new coach, Dan Mullen big win, flipping ESPN 300 QB Emory Jones from Ohio State and keeping him from Florida State cause for pause. Florida suffered some decommitments during the transition who could have really helped this class, including ESPN 300 wide receivers Ja'Marr Chase and Jacob Copeland, as well as Devaughn Wilson and offensive lineman Curtis Dunlap Jr. Among others where they're at, landing Jones was a huge deal for Mullen and the future of the program. Quarterback has been such a point of contention and the cause of a lot of issues on offense, and Mullen was able to step in and land his guy. The class is in a good spot right now with the pieces they have, so January shouldn't be too hectic for Mullen. He can now spend time figuring out what pieces they should add and where they can save scholarship spots. Florida State Seminoles new coach, Willie Taggart big win, flipping ESPN 300 defensive back Jaden Woodby from Ohio State cause for pause. The Seminoles are ranked no. 36 in the ESPN 300 class rankings with only 9 commitments. The early signing period wasn't great for Taggart and there is a lot to improve on in January. Where they're at, Taggart came in with potentially the most difficult situation of any of the new coaches in terms of recruiting.